I warned you it only gets freakier the deeper down the rabbit hole you go. So welcome to slide, I don't know, is this 19? I'll check at the end. This is the slide that says color inversion problem and shows two old men with beards and mustaches with thought bubbles coming out of their heads. They're both looking at a colorless strawberry, but they're having two mental experiences depicted in the thought bubbles of color. Now imagine that they're otherwise identical, their brains are the same, they've had every experience the same in their lives, there's no difference between the two of them. They're absolutely identical clones from the moment they were born until now. All their experiences identical. What this diagram is supposed to suggest is that if color is in the mind, and this is a puzzle that many students don't even understand. So consider this a litmus test of your philosophical potential. If color is in the mind, both of them learned when they looked at those colors that they're experiencing to call them red, because after all, strawberries are red. Just like Santa Claus's clothing is red, and Valentine's Day hearts are red, and blood is red, and certain apples are red, and so on. Now, if these identical twins always experienced those visual color sensations whenever they saw strawberries and apples and Valentine's Day, candy boxes and, Santa Claus's clothing and whatnot, and blood, and they learned to call that red, they would reliably always call that experience, that visual experience that each of them is having in their head, which they think is in the world, but it's really in their mind because there's no colors in the world. The colors are in the mind. If the colors are in the mind, there's no way to know whether or not any two people are experiencing the same color sensation, which is what the diagram depicts. Now, the diagram shows the guy on the left sees red the way all the rest of us seem to see it, right? But really, we've all been trained to call whatever that thing is on the left red. How do we know that we're all not experiencing something different like what the guy on the right is experiencing? This is called the color inversion problem. There's no way to know because color's not in the world, it's in the mind. So is sound. And it follows logically that so is smell and taste and touch. In fact, those are all the criteria that the physicalist uses to feel like he or she is in direct and concrete contact with reality. The five senses. Each one of them is like this. So not only are they subjective, they're not, right? We all think, well, we see the yellow lemon, right? So we said it's intersubjective. We all have the same eyeballs. And so, yeah, even though color's in the mind, we all see it as yellow, but we all call it yellow because the wavelength is the same. So no matter what my eyes are like and your eyes are like, whenever we look at a lemon and it absorbs some wavelengths and emits, repels other ones, those bounce off our eyes, and I'm always going to have the same experience of the same wavelength and learned to call that experience yellow, but it might be like the difference between the two guys in the slide here, which makes it not really even it might be intersubjective, but for all we know, it might be completely subjective. Not just color, but sound, smell, taste, touch, and feel. All the things that we consider to be absolutely objective realities. There's an appearance reality gap for you right there. That's the major metaphysical puzzle. Welcome to my nightmare.